Today we're talking about the new Netflix horror film, His House. So let's get started. A refugee couple makes a harrowing escape from war-torn South Sudan, but then they struggle to adjust to their new life in an English town that has an evil lurking beneath the surface. Hey everybody, just a quick thanks for stopping by my channel. If you guys love to watch movies like I do, you guys are in the right spot. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click that notification for more up and coming videos. The new Netflix film, His House. I wasn't expecting much from this film. I really didn't know what the synopsis was or seen any of the trailers. This is from a first-time director, and I've seen a lot of unique horror films on Netflix most recently. This is another one that's very unique and very original to the point where it's one of the best horror films I have seen this year on Netflix. This movie plays like a big-time horror film, like a big-budget horror film, but has a much smaller personal story with a lot of emotional weight to it to make it very satisfying on all fronts. When I say it's got a big time budget, a big feel for it, the visuals in here are astounding. There are a lot of unique moments where we have these two characters that leave war-torn South Sudan, go to this small English town. They live inside this house. They start to hear things throughout the night. They hear knocks on the wall. They start to peel off the wallpaper, and there's certain things within the rooms. The way that it's structured, it feels like your average kind of horror film. Things start off very small, little things that this couple notices. Then it starts to grow, and they have very effective jump scares in here. Ones that really did shock me. I was actually a little bit terrified at times when watching this film because a lot of it does catch you by surprise. It plays like your average kind of horror film, but it utilizes its jump scares so well. There's a lot of times where it's like the lights turn off and on and you see something and then it appears closer and closer. Yeah, it gets to me. I got a little jumpy at times, but the way that it's structured starts off very small, then increasingly gets worse and worse and more terrifying for this couple. But what I mean by it's much more personal and much more emotional, but this couple is experiencing things that are part of their past, and they are starting to get emotional, and they have this connection, and it's really hard for them to leave. And as the film goes on, that connection even grows stronger to the house and their personal issues and their past as well. It's much more personal, and the emotional weight in here is great because the couple has a lot of things that they're emotional about, a lot of things that happened in the past that draws them to this house, and the house really uses their fears and their past to its advantage. And the two characters in here, the couple, they're split because the man in here wants to escape the past that he had in Sudan. He wants to embrace the home even though it's tearing apart. And the woman in here wants to leave. She doesn't want to live in this kind of situation. It's a really messy looking house. It's just falling apart. So you have one character who wants to embrace it and one person wants to go back to the way they live. So the struggle is tearing that couple apart as well, with those effective jump scares, and it's terrorizing the relationship. I really did enjoy His House. The imagery was so effective, the camera work was so great. There's a lot of great scares within here, but it's unique because it has a much more deeper personal story for these characters. You feel attached to them, you feel connected, you want them to survive, you want them to have the best life possible. And the way that the characters are written and presented within the film, you feel that emotional weight, and anything that is hard for them, it's emotional and it's sad. But on top of that, they live in this house where we know that they came from a really bad place, and this is bad as well, but you are watching them struggle to kind of embrace it and come to terms with it. So I really liked the characters within here and the situation that they were in, because it did provide that emotional weight for the story. But on the other hand, it has some really effective jump scares, really great imagery. It's just it plays like a big time horror film that you would see in theaters, but with a much smaller personal story that you could get connected to. The acting here is really good from the couple. You could feel that weight and you could feel that they are struggling to embrace it all. We also have an appearance by Matt Smith, which was random, but sure, we'll take it. But overall, this film was effective on a lot of fronts. The story, the characters, the scares, the directing, the imagery. It all came together to make a really unique Netflix horror film that I was really impressed with. I'm gonna go ahead and give His House an A-. Thank you guys for checking my review for His House. It is on Netflix now. Have you guys seen it? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below and stay tuned for more up and coming videos. My name is Just So Much As Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.